Hello children, this is for 7th standard science. Last class we have seen cell biology lesson. This is the continuation. So up to what we have seen? The difference between the plant cell and animal cell, and also the functions of cell organelles we have seen in this class. Okay, now we are going to see about each cell function, structure, and also the name of the cell. Okay children, so take page number 63. On activity is given, the diagram of plant cell and animal cell is given. You have to draw the diagram and label that parts. Okay, and you can also write the difference between plant cell and animal cell provided in your book. That place you have to fill it up. Okay children, now we'll see the specialized cell and its structure and also the function. First we will see the epithelial cell. Epithelial cells, they are mostly flat and columnar in shape. Columnar means straight like a bricks. Yes, so it will be arranged like a brick like structure, and the structure is also given, the diagram is also given. On seeing that you would have understood. Epithelial cells, they are mostly flat and columnar in shape. The function is they cover the surface of the body for protection. So it will be present on the skin of the body. Okay children, the next one, muscle cells, they are long and spindle shaped. They are long and spindle shaped. They can contract and relax, allowing the cell for movement. Okay, so we can move our hands or our legs and we are doing some work. These are all by the movement of muscles only. Okay children, the next one, nerve cells. The body of nervous cell is branched with an elongated nerve fiber. It will be like a fiber. Nerve cells are specialized to carry and conduct messages that coordinate the functions of the body. So nervous system, the main role of nervous system is to conduct the messages. Suppose if you are seeing snake on the floor, immediately you will move, you will run from that place, isn't it? Yes, your eyes are watching that one, that snake, immediately you got afraid and you are moving out from that place. This will be carried out by the nerve cells. Nerve cells are specialized to carry and conduct messages that coordinate the function of the body. The next one, red blood cells. Red blood cells are present in the blood. They are round and biconcave and disc shaped. Yes, so red blood cells carry oxygen and collect carbon dioxide from various parts of the body. So during respiration we are taking in oxygen. That oxygen will be mixed with the blood and it will move from one place to another place inside the body, is inside the body, and during the digestion process is oxygen will be used for burning the food. That time carbon dioxide will be released. That carbon dioxide will also dissolve in blood and that blood will carry the carbon dioxide, and during expiration we are giving out carbon dioxide. Okay children, so this will be carried out by the red blood cells. Okay, now the important one is stem cells. So stem cells are quite amazing as they can divide and multiply while at the same time with their ability to develop into any other type of cell. Okay, so it can develop into any other type of cell. Embryonic stem cells are very special as they can become absolutely any type of cell in the body. So for example, blood cell, nerve cell, muscle cell or gland cell. So they are utilized by the scientists and medicos to cure and prevent some diseases like spinal cord injury. Nowadays, after the giving birth to the child, that embryonic cells are collected and they are freezed. Yes, one like blood bank, the stem cell bank is also there. So whenever the child is needed the cell, suppose the child got that is diseases, chronic diseases like cancer or spinal cord injury, like that, at that time the embryonic cells are collected from the freezer, and they are allowed to multiply. Yes, in which place it is needed, it is allowed to develop and multiply, and it will develop into the corresponding cell. If it is red blood cell, blood cancer means it can develop blood cell, new blood cell. If it is the injury in the spinal cord, that place the cells are damaged, so the stem cells are induced there, and the new cell will be developed from that embryonic cell. Okay, so that we call it as stem cell. Human cell application, you can see the application. It is a cultured stem cell. It can be used in intestinal cells or liver cells or cardiac cells, nerve cells, blood cells or muscle cells. Now we'll see the cytoplasm. So when you look at the temporary mounds of an onion peel, you can see a large region of each cell or enclosed by a cell membrane. So this region takes up very little strain, so it is called cytoplasm. So cytoplasm includes all living parts of the cell within the cell membrane, excluding the nucleus. So if you take the cell structure, it is covered by means of cell membrane, and at the center nucleus will be present, and nucleus will be covered by means of nuclear membrane. So the place in between the nuclear membrane and the cell wall, the area covered, we call it as cytoplasm. Okay children, so this cytoplasm is made up of cytosol and cell organelles. The cytosol is a watery jelly-like medium made up of 70% to 90% of water, and it is usually colorless. So 70 to 90% of water will be there, and inside that and in that play area, all the cell organelles will be present. The cell organelles and structures present in a cell are endoplasmic reticulum, vacuole, ribosome, Golgi body, lysosome, mitochondria, centriole, chloroplast, surrounded by plasma membrane and cell wall. So chloroplast will be present only in the plant cell. So other things are present in both the cells, animal cell and plant cell. Okay children, the next one we'll see protoplasm. So in particular, the material inside and outside the nuclear membrane is known as protoplasm. So the total total area covered inside the cell, we call that as protoplasm. Clear children? So inside the nucleus some liquid will be there. Outside the nucleus, cytoplasm is there. So collectively, cytoplasm with the nuclear liquid, we call that as the protoplasm. Clear children? So in particular, the material inside and outside the nuclear membrane is called as protoplasm. The fluid inside the nucleus is known as the nuclear fluid or nucleoplasm, and outside the nucleus we call it as cytoplasm. So together we call it as protoplasm. Inside the nucleus we are having some liquid, we call that liquid as nuclear liquid or nucleoplasm. Outside the nucleus we call that liquid as cytoplasm. Clear children? So inside the cytoplasm, what are all the things are present, we'll see. So mitochondria. So mitochondria, the other powerhouse of the cell is mitochondria. Why we are calling that like that, we'll see now. Do you remember learning about the food as an energy source for the body? Yes. So if you want to do some work, you need some energy. That energy will be provided by the food what we are taking, isn't it children? So just as wood is burned to release the stored potential energy to make a fire to heat some water. Suppose if you want to heat some water, you are burning that wood. So when you burn that wood, the energy which is potential energy which is present inside the wood is released in the form of heat energy. Isn't it children? So the food that you ate to be broken down in order to release the energy which can be used by your body to function. So if you are taking food, yes, that food should be converted into energy, that will be taken out by burning the food. So mitochondria are responsible to do this function. What function? Generating the energy. So only we are calling mitochondria as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay children? Very active cells have more mitochondria than cells that are less active. So which type of cell do you think will have more mitochondria? Muscle cells or bone cells? Yes. So bone cells will have more active cells. Mitochondria is an oval or rod-shaped double membrane bounded organelle. Aerobic respiratory reactions are taking place within the mitochondria to release energy. So it is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why we are calling mitochondria as a powerhouse of the cell? Mitochondrion is an oval or rod shaped double membrane bounded organelle. It is covered by means of double membrane. So aerobic respiration reaction take place within the mitochondrion cell to release energy. So only it is known as the powerhouse of the cell. So the energy produced within the mitochondrion is used for all the metabolic activities of the cell. So it is used for the whole metabolism of our body. So the structure is given. You have to practice this diagram also. It is very important diagram. Next we will see chloroplast. So chloroplast is a special organelle which is present only in the plant cell. So what is the function of chloroplast? Chloroplast is having the capacity to produce food. How the plants are preparing food? By the process of photosynthesis. So the plants will have a chlorophyll pigment, that is green color pigment, chlorophyll, that will be responsible for the process of photosynthesis. You have studied in lower classes. Do you notice the green organelles present in plant cells and absent in animal cells? So chloroplasts are the only cell organelles that can produce food from the sun energy. So only plants with chloroplasts are able to do photosynthesis because they contain a very important green pigment, chlorophyll. So chlorophyll can absorb radiant energy, that is sun energy from the sun, and convert it to the chemical energy which can be used by the plants and animals. So animal cells lack chloroplast and are unable to do photosynthesis. So the structure of the leaf and cells are given below. You can observe that. Observing chloroplast in algae. So collect some algae from pond and separate out thin filaments of them. Place a few filaments on a slide. Observe it under the microscope. Take the help of the given figure and draw the picture of chloroplast that you have observed under the microscope. So chloroplast is a type of plastid which are present only in the plant cells, and plastids are mainly of two types: chromoplast, that is colored, and leucoplast. Leucoplast is colorless. Okay children, next we'll see various range of these plastids impart different colors to various parts of the plant. So chromoplasts impart color to flower and fruits. So as fruits is suppose if you are taking banana, it will be green in color. After ripened, it will be yellow in color. So this is due to the presence of chromoplast. That is, as fruits ripen, chloroplast change into chromoplast. So starch is converted into sugar. So the color of the color change of the fruit is only by means of chromoplast. Next we will see the next organelle, Golgi complex. Okay, membrane bounded sacs are stacked on top of other with associated secretory vessels or collectively known as Golgi complex. So functions of Golgi complex are the production of secretory substances, packaging and secretion. This is the secret behind the change in the color and taste of fruits. Color and taste of the fruits. So this is responsible for the secretion. Yes, collectively it will associated with the secretion, and these functions of Golgi complex are the production of secretory substances, packaging and secretion. So the structure of the Golgi body is given here. You can observe that. The next one is lysosome. The other name for lysosome is suicidal bag. So you will find organelles called as lysosomes which are very small to view using a microscope. So they are main digestive compartments of the cell. Which are the main digestive compartments of the cell? Lysosome. They lyse a cell, hence they are called as suicidal bag. They lyse a cell means they will destroy. Each and every cell will have their own lifetime. So after the lifetime is over, the cell will lyse by itself. Okay, it will die. If you observe the skin cells, there will be dead cells will be on the skin. Yes, while you are washing your face, while you are doing bleach and facial and all, the dead cell will be coming out. So this will be carried out by means of lysosome. So only we are calling lysosome as a suicidal bag. Okay children, the next one, centrioles. So they are generally found close to the nucleus and are made up of tube-like structure. So inside the cell near the nucleus, the centrioles will be present and they are made up of tube-like structures. So centrioles or centrosomes are present only in the animal cell. They will be absent in the plant cell and it will be present only in the animal cells, and it helps in the separation of chromosomes during the cell division. The main function of centriole is it helps in the separation of chromosomes during cell division. Next one, endoplasmic reticulum. It is an intermembranous network made up of flat and tubular sacs within the cytoplasm. So endoplasmic reticulum is of two types. They are rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The structure is given here. You can observe that structure. Okay children, so what is rough endoplasmic reticulum means? Rough endoplasmic reticulum or rough due to the ribosomes attached to the membrane. Ribosomes will be attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. If ribosomes are present, it will look like a rough-like structure. So we call that as rough endoplasmic reticulum. If it is not present, we call that as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So smooth endoplasmic reticulum is a network of tubular sacs without ribosomes on the membrane. So they play a role in the synthesis of lipids, steroids, and also transport them within the cell. Next we will see about nucleus. Nucleus is very important. It is the brain of the cell. So plant and animal cells have nucleus inside the cytoplasm and it is covered by means of nuclear membrane. The liquid which is present inside the nucleus, we call it as nuclear liquid, that is nucleoplasm. Already I explained all these things. So it is surrounded by a nuclear envelope. One or two nucleolus and the chromatin body are present inside the nucleus. So during cell division, the chromatin body is organized into a chromosome. So storage of genetic material and transfers hereditary characters from generation to generation are the functions of chromosome. So if you observe the twin baby, or naturally you can observe the same sign will be present in both the child, isn't it? So some you can very well notice the that is the similarities between the son and the father or mother and the child. Yes, some peculiar characteristic will be present. On observing the child itself, we can say you are Kumarasami's son, like that we can ask, no? So that is due to the genetic function. That is by means of chromosome. So this will be present inside the nucleus. So what are the functions of nucleus? It controls all the processes and chemical reaction that take place inside the cell. It is a controlling structure present in the cell. Inheritance of character from one generation to another generation. It will carry out the characters from one generation to another generation. So the structure of nucleus is also given. So the structure of nucleus, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, all are very important. With the parts we have to learn all these things. Okay children, the next one. So you can summarize what are all the things we have seen: the cell structure and also the function. Cell membrane, cell wall, cytoplasm, mitochondria, vacuole, chloroplast and endoplasmic reticulum. This here they have given about the red blood cells. So red blood cells do not contain a nucleus. Without a nucleus, these cells die quickly. So about 2 million red blood cells die every second. Luckily the body produces new red blood cells every day. Okay, now we'll see the points to remember. Now we can summarize what are all the things we have seen in cell biology lesson, both the first part and second part. So cells are the basic structural and functional units of all living organisms. Cells are microscopic and can be seen only under a microscope. Yes, it can cells are very microscopic. Microscopy means it is very small. We cannot see with the naked eye. You can see only under the microscope. Cell membranes are selectively permeable, which means they only allow certain substances to pass in and out of the cell. Yes, permeable means passing through. So plant cells have a cell wall around the cell membrane that is rigid and provides support and protection to the cell content. So plant cells only have that cell membrane which is rigid cell wall around the cell membrane. Cell wall will be present only in the plant cell, which will give the rigid structure and also it will protect the cell content. The next one, the cytoplasm includes the organelles and the cytosol. The cytosol is a jelly like medium in which many chemical reactions take place. So everything inside the cell membrane except the nucleus is considered to be the cytoplasm. The next one, mitochondria are responsible for cellular respiration, which releases the energy from the body. So next one, plants have chloroplast with chlorophyll pigments to produce food by photosynthesis. Stem cells are cells that have the ability to divide and develop into many different types of the cell. A group of different tissues make up an organ. Organs working together in groups form a systems or organ systems. Organ systems make up an organism such as human. I hope you understood this lesson, children. It is very important lesson. If you read carefully this lesson, this will be useful up to 12th standard, children. Okay, children, stop with this. Thank you, children.